Good evening, everybody. It is 9 o'clock on the dot. Night before Thanksgiving. So I thought we would play some more, wow, I can't even talk tonight. I need coffee is what's going on. Yeah, so we're gonna finish up. We're not gonna finish up. We're gonna play some more Danganronpa. We will not be finishing it tonight. This game is actually really long. We are gonna finish this chapter tonight, though. And then I'll be off tomorrow. And then Friday night should be fights. So, yay. Let's see. What was I doing? Hurry up and get to the dining hall. Okay. Kyoko, good morning. Still ignoring me. Is she really that mad at me? But actually, it's not just Kyoko. Ever since Monokuma summoned us last night, the atmosphere around here has gotten really heavy. I almost feel it looming over us, weighing us down. Well, if nothing else, I need to patch things up with Kyoko as soon as possible. Makoto, are you okay? Huh? What do you mean? You were late, so we were worried about you. What a dullard. Kyoko? Byakuya? What are you doing here?
What the heck?
They're taking refuge here. Refuge?
Such ignorance.
Don't make that stupid face. We have to protect ourselves against the Mastermind's tool. Masterminds? Are you talking about Sakura? That's when I finally noticed. The only one that wasn't in the dining hall was Sakura. Huh? Where is Sakura?
Stop talking.
All I know is if she were here, I wouldn't be. The only reason I went out of my way to join the rest of you was as a safeguard against that threat. Threat? Why? Why do you hate her so much?
Naturally.
Isn't it obvious? Because this makes things unfair. Unfair? The game should be fair to all players. The existence of a spy for the Mastermind upsets that balance.
What the heck?
That's a stupid reason.
What did you say?
Stupid? This is a life or death game, is it not?
That's terrible.
It is stupid. You're a stupid idiot.
Hey.
Before you get too far into your argument, maybe you should stop and think things through. Why did the Mastermind reveal that Sakura was the spy to us?
What the heck?
We're getting revenge on her, right? Like Monokuma said, an eye for an eye.
However...
That may be part of it, but it's not the whole picture. Revealing that fact was also meant to serve as the next motive the Mastermind wanted to give us. The chaos and confusion born from suspicion, the hatred. In other words, this right here, the fighting, the bickering, is the trap the Mastermind laid for us. Knowing that, will you still stand there and argue like children?
But...
That's not what I'm trying to do, it's just... I mean, how can I get you guys to believe in Sakura again? If she really can beat the Mastermind like she said, it'd go a long way in my mind.
What are you saying?
Idiot! You'd really ask her to do something so dangerous? What if something terrible happens to her? It wouldn't matter.
Huh?
What? If Sakura were to die, that's one less person for the Mastermind to control. I have no problem with that. Hold on, Byakuya. In fact, if she did die, that would settle this entire issue, wouldn't it? It put the whole problem to rest. Doc shit, get hit!
What the hell?
You disgust me. You're a monster. You.
What?
I should have died? Interesting. Then are you planning to take care of that yourself? Go ahead, try it if you dare. That's how it works here after all.
What is this?
You think I can't do it? Ina, calm down.
That's right.
This is exactly what the Mastermind wants, and it's exactly what Sakura doesn't want. What's wrong? Lost your nerve? I'm leaving. I'll be in my room. Trembling with anger, Hina ran off. That stupid cow. How dare she? She should die 1,000 deaths, no 1,000,000. She was just another hysterical little girl, hardly worth my attention.
Just a second.
It's what other people call having feelings, Byakuya. And all you can do is mock them for it. What's wrong with that?
Hey,
A friendly word of warning? Someday that attitude is going to come back and bite you hard.
I don't have time to...
And I will happily elude its attempts. So, you know, how about we, eat? Or maybe now's not a good time.
You know?
Without a word, each of us left the dining hall. We headed back to our rooms one by one. Woo! So what should I do today? Well, let's see who's still alive. There's only like 7 of us left. Man. I don't know if maybe the creamer wasn't mixed well the first day, but man, this peppermint creamer has been way better than, what, 2 days after it.
I'm sorry.
I'm not sure I'm ready to open up yet. Maybe if you create the right opportunity. Spend some
I
time.
see.
Even if I don't feel like talking, you'd still stand by me? I still don't understand you, Makoto. Without saying a word, I stood by Sakura. Sakura and I grew a little closer today. Would you like to give Sakura a present? I have plenty of time. I don't feel like sitting here, so I should go somewhere. We're gonna go hang out with Aoi next.
Sorry.
Listen, I'm really sorry, but I kind of want to be alone right now. I've got a lot I need to think about. Okay, well, I guess we're not hanging out with Aoi then.
I'm sorry.
I appreciate the thought, but I'd like to be alone right now. I need time to myself. I need to think. Although that's one skill I haven't developed too much. Okay. Let's see where Kyoko is then? She's in the laundry. No, she's not in the laundry? No, she's not in the laundry. She's fucking around with the laptop then, I guess. Nope, that's not what I wanted to click on. God damn it, game. Go away. Don't even look at me. I guess she doesn't even want to see my face. Well, that's dumb. I am not hanging out with the others. They're awful, and I don't like them. I would rather go back to my room and do nothing than see the rest of them.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime.
Nighttime.
Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Okay then, sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs by.
Nighttime already. Tonight feels somehow uneasy. We still haven't settled things with Sakura. Everyone's in a terrible mood. I just hope nothing happens tonight. I kind of hope it does, to be honest. After I declined the offer to become a shrimp, the tech support lady just refused to drop the issue. Once the shrimp idea was dead, she came back, suggesting I should become a crab instead. How much can one person love crustaceans? I said no, of course, and she shot back, okay, then how about it? How about to make you extra special, you can be a crab that walks sideways and backwards. But how's that any better? I don't want to go sideways or backwards, I want to go forward. I heard her annoyed sigh on the other end of the line, then she said, you just don't see the splendor of the crab. Haven't you ever heard of the tale of the crab and the monkey? Of course I've heard of it. I know all about it, but so what? The crab beats the monkey, but it's just some legend, hardly relevant to our greed-obsessed modern society. Sure, monkeys still show up in movies and stuff from time to time, but not crabs. Monkey-themed clothes are sweeping the fashion world, but the crab doesn't stand a chance, right? What I'm saying is, crabs have no place in today's lightspeed world. Do your market research, lady. Which is why I chose the always popular bear image.
And that's the secret origin story of Monokuma.
Weird.
Good morning, everyone. It is now 7 a.m. and nighttime is officially over. Time to rise and shine. Get ready to greet another beautiful day.
I need to do something about Sakura. I'd better go to the dining hall and talk to the others about it one more time. Leave the area? Yes. Wah! Huh? Was that someone screaming? I think it came from the dining hall. Well, that's conveniently placed. Oh, Makoto, we got a big problem, man. What's wrong? Look! Hira's finger shook as he pointed.
Are you okay? What happened?
She killed her. Genocide Jill killed Hina.
No, she's not dead. Open your eyes. No way she's dead. Why? What happened? Well, Toko and Hida just all of a sudden they were yelling and then they knocked the pepper off the table. And that led to a sneeze? Her giant balloons are a little too perfect, aren't they? I might be flat, but at least mine are real. And look at my shapely collarbone. Doesn't it just totally set you on fire?
Not adorable.
Anyway, you totally non-adorable boys, just get her out of my sight, okay? Or else.
My beautiful scissors!
I'll start cutting and indulging myself for who knows how long. Okay then, let's get Hina to the nurse's office. Come on, Hiro, help me. Sure thing. I could really do without that character. Genocide Jack's abrasive laugh chased us out of the room as we carried Hina away. By the time I finished taking care of Hina's injury in the nurse's office, she seemed to have finally regained her composure.
Sorry.
Thank you. Are you sure you're feeling better? Yeah, it was really just a scratch. But still, that was super close. If I hadn't yelled out, you'd be dead right now. It's all thanks to me, you know. Yes, well, 1,000 thanks to you, sir. So sarcastic. It just makes you sound even more hostile. Hey, Hina, what the heck happened? Oh, we just got into a fight and I lost my temper and flew off the handle. Let me guess, the fight was because of Sakura?
But
At first, I just tried to ignore it. If you let jerk buttholes get to you all the time, you'll never have time left to live your life. But she wouldn't let it go, so I just... Without thinking about it, I felt like I wanted to punch her like a dozen times.
Serious?
A dozen punches isn't really without thinking. And when things got out of hand, Genocide Jack got let loose, right?
Sorry.
It's my own fault, but I just couldn't take it anymore. Because she was saying all these terrible things about my friend, you know? Before I knew it, Hina's eyes started welling up with tears. And just as the tears were on the brink of spilling over, the door to the nurse's office burst open. I thought the door was going to fly off its hinges. And there she stood before us. Sakura! You're hurt. What happened?
huh?
Oh, nothing. It's not that big a deal. Makoto, Hiro, what's the meaning of this? It wasn't me, it was Genocide Jill. It's all that demented murderous fiend's fault. To hurt Hina. Damn you. To leave me alone but hurt her. What is this?
How dare you!
What is this? I'm okay, really. It's just a scratch.
No forgiveness! I can't forgive this!
Hiro, if you want to hate someone, hate me. If you want to hurt someone, hurt me. I don't hate you exactly.
I can't forgive this!
Why? Somebody save me! Hiro nearly tripped over himself as he ran screaming out of the nurse's office. Just a second later,
Hey,
what's going on? What's all this noise about? Kyoko stood in the doorway of the nurse's office, taking Hiro's spot in the room.
it would seem...
I gather that something's happened. Kyoko, please, you have to stop Sakura.
Wait.
You don't need to stop me. I'm okay. I'm not going to do anything, I'm drawing a line right here and now. Drawing a line? Wait, Sakura! Hina sprang into action, leaving the nurse's office to chase after Sakura. The only ones left were... Kyoko? Are you still mad? Yeah, I figured.
That's fine.
Huh? About that issue we discussed earlier, it doesn't matter anymore. Then do you forgive me for not being able to talk about it? You could have told me about Sakura and Monokuma fighting, but you stayed quiet. You were only thinking of Sakura, and that's why you didn't tell me, right?
We interrupt this film to apologize for this unwarranted attack by the supporting feature. Luckily, we have been prepared for this event.
Hey Raiders, hey Cove. How's your stream?
Thank you.
How are you all? I'm Sinistral. Nice to meet you. Just call me Sin. We raid! Excellent. How are you doing, Creeper? Creeper. Creeper, Creeper. Creeper. Just fantastic. Did you beat Super Mario 64 or did it beat you? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You ever beat Mario 64? Yeah, you can. I haven't. But you can. Ooh. Hello, Hannah. 3 hours too many of not sleeping this night. It's an impossible game. There is no winning. You know, I got pretty far in it, and I appreciate Super Mario 64. Like, I absolutely understand that it is a remarkable game and well designed. It's just not for me. So he's 18 stars in. Yeah, I think I made it to like in the 30s or something. But I hear the DS version is so the DS version I hear is better-ish. Like, you have more characters, obviously. But I don't know, like, one, the DS is harder to emulate than the N64 by far because of the dual screen thing. And getting a capture card on a DS is like a ridiculously expensive proposal. We are playing Danganronpa, which is a visual novel slash really fucked up murder mystery. We are a bunch of amazing students that got trapped in a school in a game where the only way that we graduate from the school is by murdering one of our fellow students and getting away with it. I got lucky and had an old N64, so using that. Gotcha. Yeah. Now, is your N64 stock, or have you got it like HDMI modded? All right, man. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for the raid. You have a good night, and I hope you have a good Thanksgiving. The Wii U is actually... The Wii U is actually surprisingly easy to capture because it's HDMI out. The Wii is harder to capture, but it's got an adapter that you can get that makes it HDMI. You didn't want to confuse everyone until you could talk to her and be sure of what you saw. That's what you were thinking, and that's why you didn't tell me, right? Had to buy an adapter to go to HDMI. Yeah. Yeah, I sold all my retro consoles about... Geez, I guess it'd be about 7 years ago now. I made a couple grand at the time. Like, I made like 2-3 grand at the time when I sold everything. I had my original Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and 64. I had all of them. I still have a DS Lite, but it's not charged or anything. And I wish that they made like a capture card that you could just plug into the S Lite, because I would absolutely play some DS games on stream. But here we are. Tell the wife and the dishes doers happy Thanksgiving for me, Cove. To think like that.
I wouldn't have expected such arrogance from you.
Wow. What? Because ultimately that means that you don't trust me. No, that's not it. But if that's how you feel, I can't really change your mind. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
It's fine. I've already forgotten about it. Besides...
And
I may have overreacted. Huh?
Anyway,
it's over and done with. Like I said, let's just forget about it. Okay. Thank you. So yeah, we are every chapter of this game begins with like a little slice of life adventure where you go around and you talk to the students and you interact with them. And then you collectively like find a way to kind of cope with the murder that just happened the last chapter and the execution of the murderer if you successfully got through the trial. And we started out as 15 students. We are down to 7 after just 2 cases. So yeah, it's not going so well. or 2 or 3 cases. 3 cases. We've had 3 cases. And so now, come to find out, the school, the whole contest is being run by this super evil and slightly demonic bear named Monokuma. And he seems to like sweeten the pot every chapter by like giving a motive for somebody to murder. Like the last one, he just straight up offered $10 million to anybody who murders somebody and gets away with it. The one before that, he threatened to expose everybody's like deepest, darkest secrets. And in the, it's just stuff like that. He's basically just finding a way to twist that knife a little harder every time. And so eventually somebody does it. They murder somebody. Nobody's died yet this chapter. So, but it's coming. I can feel it. And it's probably going to be Sakura or Aoi if I'm really being honest about it. That issue we discussed doesn't matter anymore. I want to talk to you about something else. What is it you want to talk to me about? Actually, I'd like you to come somewhere with me. I have business there. Where?
So...
Just come with me and you'll find out. I guess, but...
Shall we go?
Well then, shall we get going? With her typical indifference, Kyoko turned and walked away, setting a brisk pace. Ah, Kyoko! I hurried to catch up to her. She walked ahead in silence, and in silence I chased her. And eventually, we arrived. That's kind of how that works, isn't it? The dressing room? So there's something else you mentioned.
Indeed.
That's right, it has to do with Alter Ego. Alter Ego is an AI program developed by Chihiro, who was the ultimate programmer. She was trans and she was murdered. And the game really likes to misgender her with its pronoun usage, and so I will verbally correct it when I read it. But yeah, so Chihiro made an AI in her own image on this laptop, and that is Alter Ego. But you said we didn't need Alter Ego anymore.
Wrong.
I didn't say we needed her. I just said she had done her job. Besides, it's not us that needs Alter Ego. She has business with us. Huh?
Right.
Alter Ego asked me to bring others to come see her. Apparently she has something she wants to ask us. Alter Ego wants to ask us something? Hello. Oh, it's just the 2 of you? Kyoko and Makoto? Kyoko's fingers glided across the keyboard. Is 2 not enough? No, it's okay. 2 should be plenty. But what is it she wants to ask us?
Indeed.
Let's find out, shall we? Kyoko typed the question. What did you want to ask us? Oh yeah, so... I'd like you to take me somewhere where you can connect me to the school network.
What?
Kyoko and I quickly glanced at each other. She replied, Why?
You see?
Well, you said my job was done, right? But to just stop here, saying I finished my work, I don't want that.
I want to be able to help.
I want to keep being helpful to everyone. I want to work as hard as everyone else so we can all get out of here.
That's right.
That's what Master would want too. So to help everyone else, to solve the mystery of this school,
That's right.
the only way I can help is if you connect me to the school's network. But if you did that, that's basically suicide. I'm positive the mastermind would find out about it. They'd find you and they'd... You agree, right, Kyoko?
So,
I realize how dangerous it could be. But still, I have to do this.
but
I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but
still.
when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You might think I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true. So it's okay. If it's
Do my best.
If it's for the sake of everyone else, I won't be afraid. I couldn't help but get lost in that voice. It was just too committed, too admirable, too fragile.
Hey,
You remember what I asked you before, Makoto? You asked what the difference is between a person and a program, right? Yeah?
Certainly.
When I talk to Alter Ego, I don't know. I have no idea how to answer that question. I think maybe that's a question even the program's creator can't answer. But I can say this.
Correct.
There's no question that Alter Ego is our friend. Kyoko. To be honest, I didn't want Alter Ego to push herself anymore. Because if we take any more risks, the mastermind will notice it. But
Makoto.
let's do it, Makoto. Let's connect Alter Ego to the network.
Hey,
She's our friend, so I want to take her feelings into consideration. And she says that she wants to fight alongside her friends.
now.
If you were in her place, would you just sit by and do nothing in this situation? If you saw everyone else fighting and doing their best, would you just look the other way? Or would you stand up? Stand up tall next to everyone else and tell them you're their friend.
So,
Hey, are you guys fighting? If it's about me, please don't.
I want to believe in myself.
I want to be able to say I know I can do this.
Leave it to me.
So please, let me try.
Listen.
And besides, there's one place where the mastermind might not notice. One place?
That's right.
Remember, there's another place besides here where there's no surveillance camera. A room without oh, the secret room. That's right. That's it, the secret room you told me about. I definitely remember there was no surveillance camera in there.
Indeed.
And I do believe you can connect to the network from there. I remember seeing an Ethernet port on the wall. However, just because there's no camera there doesn't mean there's no danger. There's no way to be sure the mastermind isn't monitoring the network somehow. We'll also have to move Alter Ego, and the mastermind may spot us going into the secret room. Hey, Brid. Welcome. How are you doing? Kyoko is talking to us again, and we're gonna try and connect Alter Ego up to the school's network. Yes, I am so glad that Aki is it's not bad. I mean, it's not great. Aki's still not feeling well, but at least it's not, like, emergency surgery. If they pick up on any of this, then it's all over. You're right.
That's what we have to do.
But despite all that, I still think we need to try.
Correct.
Because that's our best chance of finding any new clues. Kyoko, in that case, will you let me carry her? There's no way you could hide her with what you're wearing, right? So let me do it.
It's true.
Okay then, I'll leave it up to you. Thank you.
So then.
Then let's get started. It's gonna be a little cramped for you, Alter Ego. Bear with us, okay? We started packing her up right away. I closed the laptop and stuffed it underneath my jacket. Haha, it tickles. Oh my god, that's so fucking weird. How can a laptop feel? Shh, you can't talk right now. We're going to move you to another room. Until we get there, you have to be absolutely silent, okay? Neener, neener. 3 prescriptions later. Huh. I wonder what she could have jumped off of. Right? Beaner. Man, that brings me back to the days of dial-up. Fun fact, hey, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. So, fun fact, when I was a wee lad, I had an old 486. It was not my first computer. My first computer was actually a 286. But actually, no, it was a Texas Instruments pre-286 computer. Anyway, I digress. So my 486, I found an old junk. I was very much into working with scrap components and things that I had at the time. I built my first computer and so on. And I found this old Yes, indeed. Right? And so I had a 33. I found a 3300 baud modem. This is before the the 16.4 and the 33.6 kilobyte modems, right? This was way before that. This was like one of the earlier models, and I plugged it into my 486, and I connected a telephone cable. And I just wanted to see. I just wanted to see what it was all about, right? Because I was very much into like computer stuff and figuring it all out. And so I went into the back of the. We used to get these the shareware catalogs that you would get, right? And in the back there would be like ads for like different bulletin board systems that you could dial into, right? And so I ended up like, just to see if it worked, I ended up dialing into a bulletin board system, I think in New York State somewhere. And my dad got so pissed at the fucking phone bill. I wasn't even on there that long, but he figured it out. Like, they heard me dialing out with it because mom worked in an office and they had a fax machine, so she understood what the modem tone was and everything. And yeah, so what they don't know is that I absolutely downloaded porn already on my 486 through that 3300 baud modem. That is, in fact, all that the bulletin board systems really were back in that time frame. Was dial in and get porn. Yeah, so whatever. Understood. Your command has been implemented. Good. To have her react like a machine like that all of a sudden, I didn't know how to react. In the secret room, there are a bunch of different cables in one of the desk drawers. So there might be a network cable in there? Assuming the mastermind hasn't taken it already. Well, all we can do is go check for ourselves.
It's true.
Agreed. Let's head to the secret room. That was through the bathroom on the 4th floor? 3rd floor. 3rd floor? Nope, it must be the 2nd floor because it's got an exclamation point there.
Hey.
Hey, Makoto. Are you sure all the documents are gone? I refuse to believe you. Go and check again. What?
Listen to me.
Just hurry up and go. And to make sure you don't run off, I'm gonna wait right here. Oh, I get it. She's acting... She was so forceful, I thought I'd made her mad again somehow.
Just a second.
Why are you just standing there? Hurry up and go. Okay, I'm going.
So then.
And be thorough. I'm counting on you. Okay, first we have to find a network cable. According to Kyoko, there should be a bunch of cables in this drawer. Found it. This is a network cable, right? Now we just have to connect alter ego. Beaner. Immediately got to work. I pulled out the laptop and connected it to the Ethernet port with the cable. Now we're playing PC Building Simulator 2022. And that should do it.
That's right.
Yeah, I think it worked. Just leave the rest to me. I swear I'll find something. I might even be able to connect to the outside world. If I can, I'll see if I can call for help. So please just wait a little while longer.
I'm gonna do my best.
Just hold tight and put your faith in me. I want to know how this laptop battery has lasted like 4 days so far. That's what's shocking to me. Actually, it's more than that, because each case takes several days. So it's been like 2 weeks this laptop battery's been going. As I was about to leave, I decided to leave her with one last thing. No matter what, we're gonna get out of here, you and all the rest of us, as friends.
Huh?
Friends? Even me?
Thank you.
Thank you, Makoto. How'd it go? Well, it went okay, but all the documents were gone, just like I told you. My reply was an unintentional mix of acting and real feelings.
Correct.
I see. Then there's nothing left for us here.
Goodbye.
Before I knew it, Kyoko was walking away. She wasn't acting anymore, that much was for sure. Kyoko.
What?
Yes? So we're just gonna split up?
What is that?
Of course, I have no reason to stay with you at this point. Well, maybe, but isn't that a little too direct? Should I hesitate and fumble for something to say? You're so high maintenance. That's not what I meant. I just had more I wanted to talk to you about, like, what are you going to do about Sakura?
It's true.
Well, something has to be done, it's true.
However,
But the way things are right now, there's no way to persuade anyone. They don't have the mind to listen. Then what should we...
so...
If we can find some new clue, that would likely change the situation. That's all we can hope for right now. Which is why Alter Ego,
Correct.
all we can do is wait and believe in our friends. You're right. That's our only option. Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant. Alright, I'm sorry. Please don't. We parted ways and I headed back to my room. I'm kind of tired. So I laid down in bed. It was because of all the stress of moving Alter Ego, but I was way more tired than I realized. So before long at all, he fapped and went to sleep. I had completely dozed off. Huh? The sharp sound of the doorbell pierced my sleepy haze and pulled me back to the real world. Makoto, get out here. Kyoko, what's going on? Ina just came to see me, and she was white as a ghost. Sounds like something's happened. Hey, I think we got a murder! What? As soon as I heard those words, my heart started to beat a little faster. I suddenly found myself wide awake. She said for us to come to the rec room. The rec room? Okay, let's hurry. Well, let's go see. Who's dead? What? I can't get the door to open. Is it locked? Kyoko, Kyoko. Ina, what's wrong? Something's not right. In the rec room. What's inside? There was a window on the rec room door, and I hurried to look inside. And when I did... Sakura? Is she unconscious? She's sitting up in the chair like she's bowing her head.
Hey.
What's going on? Did something happen to her?
Huh?
I was just walking past and I happened to notice her through the window. But I couldn't get the door open. I tried knocking. I tried calling her name. But she wouldn't respond. So what should we do? What are we gonna do?
Anyway.
First of all, we need to get into that room. But the door's locked, right? And if we break in, we'll be violating school regulations.
Listen to me.
We're going to force our way in. I just said
Wrong.
the door isn't locked. It's not locked because the rec room door doesn't have a lock. Huh? Then why?
It would seem...
It feels like the door is pressing up against something inside the room. The I in the LGBTQIA plus means intersexed. It is folks who have both genders at birth. Feels like the door is pressing up against something inside the room. Is it the chair? Chair? Either way, the door isn't locked, which means as far as I can tell, the rule doesn't apply. Then there's no problem if we break in?
indeed.
Let's smash the window. That should be the fastest way. Okay. I'll go get something to break it with. Right here. Inside the rec room, Sakura still hadn't moved an inch. What do you want to bet she's poisoned? She's just unconscious, right? Is she okay? I mean, it's Sakura, so I'm sure. Kyoko didn't reply. There was only silence. But that silence didn't last long. Here! I found a broom in the classroom. Use it.
Makoto.
You can handle this, right, Makoto?
Please!
Come on, please hurry! Okay, you two stand back. I took hold of the broom and swung it as hard as I could, aiming directly at the window. All it took was one solid hit. The window shattered into 100 pieces, scattering across the rec room floor. I stuck my hand through the now open window and started jostling the chair leaning against the door. The chair's pretty heavy, but if I can just... I pushed on it with all my strength, and finally the knob turned. Sakura! I ran up to her as fast as I could, but the moment I laid my hand on her... all I felt was cold death. I could feel only the last lingering warmth of a living body. Life had abandoned Sakura's body. And then...
A body had been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
Alright, we got an investigation phase.
Danganronpa.
Huh? Sakura's dead? She's really dead?
I heard Hina talking, but my eyes stared steadily forward. I could only look on at Sakura's dead body. We didn't make it here in time. It's happened again. Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wondered, was she confirming that Sakura really was dead, checking for a pulse or a reaction? I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room. And I... Why? Why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again. I need to examine Sakura's body. I just stood there motionless behind her while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there, unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I don't know how long... I got everyone. What? Ogre? Oh, yes, so she's dead, huh?
I see.
Sakura's been killed? I see. As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began.
Just a second.
You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means.
Interesting.
Sakura was murdered, and by someone in this very room. Is that what you were going to say?
Huh?
No. Whoever killed her, it's not just someone in this room.
It's your fault!
It was one of you. Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, one of you killed Sakura. What?
What?
You're accusing us before we've even begun the investigation? I don't need to investigate anything, because you hated her. You hated the sight of her.
Forgive you.
What if you did it? I know it. You know it? Jeez, I didn't know your power level would increase by just that much. Or by that much, just getting mad. What are you doing here?
Come on!
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer. I both love and hate Monokuma so much.
It's the Monokuma file!
And don't get so mad, Miss Asahina. You're gonna ruin that lewd little face of yours. Now then, with that Hold on. There's something I want to ask you. Huh? It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura.
Say what?
Huh? Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again, and then... Then I killed her? Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. That whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to a most regrettable end without even getting the chance to finish things with me.
Phew.
Which, thank God for that, it saved me the trouble of having to go through with our little fight. Because even for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that.
Hey,
I gotta tell ya, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she'd violated a rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her.
well,
So I don't know who it was, but whoever the Blackened is, this time I owe you one.
Is this?
You owe them one? Oopsie! Before you get all pissy potty at me, you'd better figure out who did it first.
shing!
Because I mean, your lives are all on the line, right?
What is this?
What the hell? He owes them one?
I won't forgive you.
I hate him. I hate this whole thing. Well, I, for one, am glad it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind, after all. Right? How could you say that now? Sorry, I don't have time for your squabbling. The next game has already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
Anyway.
Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can't do that, we're all dead. Then let's decide who will stand guard this time. I'll do it. Kina? I'm okay. Just let me handle this. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura.
That's fine.
Okay, then Hina's guard number 1, but we need one more. Kyoko, that's you.
What?
Me? You're always a thorn in my side. This time, just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order. An order? Fine, I'll stay behind. Then it's settled. Let's begin, shall we? Hold on. Before that, there's something I want to say. Which is... Hiro, Byakuya, Toko. None of you are allowed to step foot in the crime scene. What?
It's your fault!
One of you killed Sakura. I won't let someone like that come anywhere near her.
Stop talking.
Don't be stupid. Our lives are in just as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate. I don't care what you say. I'm not letting the one who's killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting in here. Well, it appears further discussion would be a waste of time. How about a compromise?
It's all clear now.
I won't ask you to let all of us in. Just let me. What? You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway. Wow. He is just a class A dick. Like, holy shit.
Yep.
Nope, don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Master anyway. And you, Hiro, do you really object? If you're gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why should I care? Then it's decided.
What are you saying?
Nothing's decided.
Calm down.
I know how you feel, Hina, but you should agree to this request. But
Hey,
we have to find out who killed Sakura.
correct.
For those of us still alive, and to honor Sakura's memory. Fine, I guess that's okay. But no matter what, Byakuya, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her. Naturally, who would want to touch a filthy dead body?
Listen.
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on the investigation from here on out. Everyone keep this in mind. If we can't uncover Sakura's killer,
Listen to me.
all of us face execution. Finding out who killed Sakura, it's not a matter of hoping we can do it. If we want to survive, we have to do it. It's kind of a hopeless hope. We have no choice but to just do it.
Just do it!
Alright, sorry. Got that out of my system. Alright, now we got that sexy investigation theme. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There was evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. I think the case this time might be a challenge. Why is that?
So,
The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. And that door had been jammed shut with the chair from inside the rec room. Which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door. So if the door was blocked from the inside and there was no way in or out until we broke the window, there's like zero escape, right?
in other words,
In other words, this is a classic locked room murder. Locked room murder? I guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery movies or books or whatever. But could it really happen in real life and right before our very eyes like this?
hey,
Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? Sure, if you don't mind.
that's fine.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for that, all we'd have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right?
Correct.
The second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed. Oh?
In other words,
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from the outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun, you shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, or something like that.
however,
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it. Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off the list.
it's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by that?
In other words,
They stay hidden, and when the door is opened, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along... I remember how this one turns out. I remember the verdict in the case. Shit. Okay, I know who it is. And I remember why they did it. Okay. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. That sounds like it could have been possible, maybe.
it's true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked room?
In other words,
By that I mean there actually is an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's generally not possible. Then you think we can cross that one off too?
indeed.
I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. So there are 4 possibilities. Then, Kyoko, which of those 4 choices seems the most likely in this case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now, I can't really say. I see. The way the killer set up the locked room, until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else. Sakura drew her last breath, sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally, I wouldn't have any problem believing that this is what killed her. But according to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So, what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically says she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Status of Sakura's body has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to vomit blood? Not a chance. Byakuya?
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting, don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. We got blood back there. There's a bloodstain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Magazine shelf bloodstain. There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. Glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? Yep, she poisoned herself. So this must have originally been a bottle. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. This looks like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
Ah, that's... Do you recognize it, Hina?
Well...
Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura. I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much?
I mean...
But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now they've lost all their flavor. You know. Polka dot candy wrapper has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
What the heck?
We already know who did it. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you? You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually, she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she'd left the note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon? The Monokuma file said she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth. I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her. But she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her by force even, this never would have happened. Hina. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. But the fact that she had asked those three to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying. It might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly. Protein Zyme X, it's that super drink, right? There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
So...
It looks like a protein drink and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
Wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can, it's got a label that clearly says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem Lab had all kinds of health stuff, so she must have gotten it from the Chem Lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. Huh? What is?
Hey.
You see what's scattered around the can? Shards of blue glass. They must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
Correct.
But they aren't scattered around the can. They're also underneath it. Why does that matter? Because it means that that had to have come in after the window is broken. I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take a note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue? I'm not sure how I see how. The chair was shoved up against the doorknob, so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think that the chair had anything special done to it. This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only noticeable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning, and the door from opening. And there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside. What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. And it's true? I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said, and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Byakuya says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks. But for Sakura to have been killed. Yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
It's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly, they would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. Ah, this is where the piece came from. Okay, so the red bottle on the floor. Oh, that's what she got hit with. And inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is, how'd they get those figures inside the bottles?
So...
It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. Huh? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside? You've never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have.
In other words...
So this is the Monokuma version of that. Monokuma bottle, if you will. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things little by little. Monokuma bottle sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit on the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? Shards of glass and the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. Huh? The locker's open and there's there on the inside. It's a handprint?
Why?
What's a handprint doing here? Looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and then left a handprint in all the dust.
It's true.
And it looks quite fresh, too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hidden here until the locked room was open, don't you think? During all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group?
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Huh? Why not?
Hey.
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that point.
Indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then, what does that handprint mean?
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so, for the most part.
So
Then you should probably go talk to the people now. I'm staying on guard duty, so I can't leave.
listen.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She's decided? She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right. I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Those other 2 people probably went back to their rooms. That's Sayaka. Alright, let's get crazy out of the way first. I pressed the doorbell. Ding dong! After a few seconds. Huh? Who's there? Ah, the most negative R I've ever felt. An R of total decay.
Well, what do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach.
Were you though? I gotta take one of these off. Hold on a second. See, my biggest problem with this, I had 2 hoodies on today because I had to venture out and pick up Thanksgiving dinner. And let me tell you, it was fucking chaos. But all errands are run. We've got enough food to last us for a while, so we're good. I don't have to leave again. I have to leave again probably through the whole weekend. I was in such a good mood, too. She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall. You said you wanted to talk to me about something? I wanted to talk to you about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you.
Well,
I don't know what you're just talking about. Byakuya already told me she had asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master too? I just said too, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much, so you can tell me about it. That wasn't what that said. It said, so can you tell me about it? And I was like, yeah, go ahead. Just shut the fuck up and talk. I admit I didn't get the note. But I didn't go see her. I was scared. So I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. Is that good enough that I'm going back to my room? With that, Toko quickly retreated to her room. Alright, now we just gotta find the door with the biggest hair. There it is. I pressed the doorbell. Big dong! And after a few seconds...
You know?
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check with something. About how Sakura wanted to meet with you.
What?
How'd you know about that?
Could it be?
Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself that she had asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that?
What?
Oh, well, when she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note. She
How about that?
She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. Yeah, So here's the thing. He's being really sus, but he's also incredibly dumb, so I don't know if I believe him or not. So then you went and met with Sakura?
You got it all
No
wrong.
way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually,
Last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt, and I took her to the nurse's office.
don't look at me.
I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. Hiro was feeling around in his pockets.
Hey, come on.
Oh, sorry. It looks like I totally don't have it anymore. With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket. Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash? Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that I was just wow. Hiro said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? Definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. Sure, it must have come from the chem lab. So where should I start? Chem lab!
What?
Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes, sir, I understand. Fucking kill that guy, please. Somebody. This isn't my first time seeing this shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. Looks like three shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more important, right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to slip in it, not to step in it. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? It looks like the bottle had a label on it, Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning checking things out, and at this point, this room wasn't like this. Then this powder must have been spilled.
So in other words...
That's right, it could only have been spilled around the time of the incident. That really is when it happened. It must be related to the case somehow. These are footprints? And they're only in front of the shelf, in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
What?
Well, let's go! Chop chop! Okay. I got to work, and before long I'd drawn up a sketch of the room. So how's this? Not bad, for you, I mean. For me?
I see.
So when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
These footprints must be...
It's certainly
Makoto, are they
possible.
yours? No!
What?
Okay. Then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya asked.
Happy almost Thanksgiving. Are you as excited as I am for Pilgrim Pete passing pumpkin pie pieces perfectly? 10 tiny turkeys tiptoeing toward the Thanksgiving table. Pilgrims planting perfect pumpkins peacefully. Giant greedy gobblers grabbing goodies gluttonously. And last but not least, Tim the turkey truly thankful for trying tacos on Thanksgiving.
For trying tacos. Tacos. Yes, let's all have some tacos. Hey Tetra, welcome and thank you for the bits. How are you doing tonight? And happy pre-Thanksgiving to you as well. What all are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? Got big plans. Gonna go smash some food with the fam. Gonna do a Friendsgiving. I see, your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints. Unfortunately? But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. And these prints really are a valuable clue. Visiting family in Philadelphia? Oh, really? That sounds like fun. The only family I'd really like to go visit would be down in Missouri. The family that I have here in the state of Iowa are all pretty much religious zealots. So yeah. You're doing a local Friendsgiving? Awesome. We are just, it's just me and Mom for ours. We ordered from Hy-Vee and grabbed it today. Let's see, what's on this shelf? There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter A. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit Section A. Huh? But wait! There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Could someone have put it here on accident? So on this shelf it looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. They're reagents. Put simply, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. Isn't that kind of harsh?
What?
What, do you think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world?
That's fine.
Are you getting to see your SO at all, Brid? The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number. So I can consider this part of the shelving unit Section B. on this shelf is... One look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number. So I guess this is the C section. You did indeed find me. Yahaha. I should try to find out more about this shelving unit. Looks like it's split into two or... Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that'd probably be... Yeah. Yeah. Section A has dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, and Section C has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. But what concerns me is that in Section A, there was a bottle with a label from Section C. What was a bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on here. Looks like the bottle had a limb. Yep. It was, yeah, we already talked about this. I think that's everything. It's not everything. Okay. Yeah, I got it. Oh, okay. That's all I had to do is... Weird. I could have sworn that I had already done that, but okay. And then it said we have to go back to the crime scene, which was the rec room. That's the data lab, which we can't get into. That's the music room. The office. Pretty sure those are classrooms. Where the fuck is the rec room? Is it on third floor? Yep, it sure is. Okay.
Hey.
So Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told me.
I see.
I see. So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Someone's lying.
Anyway.
Well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These three things have revealed new clues. You'd do well to look them over one more time. I think Kyoko said she'd found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new, something new. There's a missing bottle yet.
Hey.
Did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention, and you're sure to find it. Correlation. You just tell me what it is.
So...
I don't mind guiding you toward clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusion so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer? I do trust you to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree? Yeah, well... So, what I'm getting from it... Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right? An experiment?
Anyway...
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces, too. Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene like this?
That doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya is not here, so...
So then,
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass. With that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but what choice do I have? I better just do it. So there's, each bottle has a different chess piece, and so we've got the knight on the floor, right? But then it only shows the queen, the rook, the pawn, and the bishop, so they're missing the king yet. And just as I finished up, sorry to keep you waiting. Is everything ready? Let's get to work. So what kind of experiment are we doing?
in other words,
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? Pieces of glass you collected in one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do that? That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done. First, let's compare the weight of the two normal Monokuma bottles. It's balanced,
in other words,
which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same. Which makes sense. The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same, and nothing else could really affect the weight.
so then,
Now here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. And what might we expect to see? Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out, or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to gather them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some of them here and there.
so then,
Okay, then let's give it a try. There's 2 bottles worth of glass there. We've got more glass than bottles we should have, which means we're missing a piece yet. Broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought. What?
In other words,
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles, put it all together,
hey,
and I believe you will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So, what do you think? It's all on you. So what do you think? It's all on you. Yoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. This magazine is upside down. Someone put it back that way on accident? If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. This is one of the pages near the center of the magazine. A word had been written in blood. Bloody letters. And it said Toko. Could this be a dying message?
correct.
And it would appear you found it. Well, it's kind of hard to fucking miss. Yoko, is this?
So,
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. A dying message.
however,
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it for the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, is that... It says Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it.
What the heck?
Then she's the killer, right? Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet. It's settled. She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer? I can see why you would think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's body.
just a second.
Just staring off in space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Yeah, well, I know, but
Hey,
you don't think you might need to actually examine the body? Don't you think you might need to actually examine the body?
whew,
There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although there are still sometimes... I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
it's true.
That's totally normal. Then how can you...
So,
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry, never mind.
Hey,
More importantly, look here. Her shoes? Yeah, it's her footprints. She got the protein powder out, and she did it after the... So that means that the poison jar, the yellow powder jar, had to have been dropped while she was like standing there in order to get the powder on her shoes, because if not, she just would have left footprints in it and it would only be on the bottom of the shoe. But here it's on the top.
correct.
You see that yellow powder on her instep? Yeah, it really stands out.
I see.
That powder is clue number 1.
Hey,
Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully.
it's true.
Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot, so let me just explain. It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. 2 blows?
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. I can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. Well, that's the end of the investigation. It do be trial time. That means we found everything we needed.
Whoops! You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring.
Bing
I
bong,
couldn't stay
bing bong.
awake. Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
This is my favorite part of the whole game. It's where the awesome music kicks in. It was a really quick investigation period, wasn't it? At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen. Makoto's super dramatic. Monokuma made his announcement and everyone began to meet up one after the other. And then... the ultimate martial artist! And then I love the emoticons that he does. In a locked room murder mystery.
What?
What the... Oh, I've just recently discovered the power of emoticons. Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss a smiley face, it turns positive.
Yes, indeed.
For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body. Is that true, chat? Is that how that works? That's just plain creepy.
Well,
And how about the reverse? No matter how great something is, if you put a sad face, it makes it look super negative.
yes, indeed.
For example, do you have 100 friends? He's right, that does make it seem sad.
I can't wait. I can't.
Now then, please get on the elevator. I'll see you all down there. What the hell was that? I don't get it.
Just the worst.
I don't get you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look.
I don't think I'm acting casual.
Don't be.
Or, I mean, I didn't murder anyone. Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer?
What the heck?
Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Because there can be no doubt one of us is the culprit. The killer. The one that murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know. And yet someone killed her. And that person is here? That person is one of us? Come on, it's time to put an end to this. I made my way toward the elevator. But with each step I took, I felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chilling fear running through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets any easier. We climbed into our steel prison in total silence. We watched the doors close, and felt it begin its sinister descent. The elevator lowered, uttering its...
I too have recently found the power of emoticons, like these ones. I just had a few like Poro sat thesh 31 derpy barber sat sir sat to a message and now it's sat. And a few like these heart container thesh 31 red banda loves cheese thesh 31 tails love visa rose thesh 31 derpy barber love gromfa love hype love sinist 258 love pride love and now the message is lovey dovey lovey dovey lovey dovey lovey dovey woo.
Thank you for the bits. And yeah, see, emoticons totally changed the context of the message, absolutely. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar clunking sounds. It felt lower and lower, and as suddenly as always, the ride was over. The doors opened once again. Just the 6 of you, huh? Really? That's so few. You must be so lonely. You say that like it's not your fault that we're... you say that like it's not your fault. We're all that's left. I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again, or will your school life come to an end completely? Now then, are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened for the 4th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly fate, a deadly class trial. Okay, let's review our truth bullets. Monokuma file number 4. I saved. Thank you. Alright, we'll do a stretch. I know you guys can't hear that sound that plays when that gets redeemed, but it absolutely plays the Seek fluid intake immediately from Subnautica. I had such a glorious nap today, I'm not gonna lie. I slept for like 2.5 hours this afternoon. Just vegged out and took a sweet, sweet nap. Thank you for the stretch and the hydrate. Alright. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the third...
You are spare parts, aren't you, bud?
Really? There is evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. A chair had been jammed against the door within the rec room, blocking access from the outside. It is believed that the killer did this to create a locked room scenario. See, I seem to think I remember the outcome of this trial, but then, like, after seeing the actual pieces of the trial, or the pieces of evidence, I'm confused. I am pretty sure she committed suicide. Or she did that as, like, penance for being the spy for the mastermind, but then somebody else changed it, and I don't remember who changed it. Sakura was found dead, seated in a chair, slumping forward. Traces of blood were found around her mouth, presumably from where she vomited blood. However, there was no injury or indication as to why she would have vomited blood. A blood stain was found in front of the shelf of magazines. Blood is presumed to be Sakura's. There is currently no explanation for how a blood stain would have appeared so far away from where the victim was found. At one point, Aoi had been injured and taken to the nurse's office. After she was taken care of, she gave a piece of candy to Sakura, which had this type of wrapper. According to Aoi, she had monopolized this candy as soon as it had become available, so obtaining a piece would have been difficult to impossible. There were pieces of red glass scattered near the table of the rec room. After finding the top and bottom pieces, it was concluded that the shards must have come from a bottle. A Monokuma figure was found laying on the rec room floor. It would fit roughly in the palm of your hand. Yeah, somebody clearly changed it, and I don't know. That's the part that that really screws with me. There are a number of red bottles on a shelf in the rec room. Inside each bottle is a Monokuma figure. Additionally, there seems to be some kind of unknown correlation between the bottles. It's not unknown, I figured that one out. Each one has one chess piece, one type of chess piece, and there's two bottles, and there's two bottles that are broken. One of the chess pieces is still missing. An empty protein drink was found near the rec room door. The container had a chemical label reading Chem A2. The shards of glass from the window that was broken to get into the room were found both around and underneath the container. That's the piece that I don't understand, because that would imply that somebody had broken the window once already. I don't understand how the protein shaker got on top of the glass. Fresh handprint was found inside the rec room's open locker. Since the locker was open before they opened the locked room, there is no way someone was hiding in there before they arrived. Sakura had written notes to Toko, Byakuya, and Yasuhiro, asking them to meet her in the rec room by noon. She had slid these notes underneath each person's room door. Byakuya confirmed that he had received Sakura's note, but also claimed that he never went to see her, and in fact, had not seen her at all that day. Toko confirmed that she had received Sakura's note, but also claimed that she had never went to see her. A small bit of garbage accidentally fell out of Yasuhiro's pocket. It was a piece of paper with red polka dots on it. The yellow powder was found on the instep of Sakura's foot. Sakura suffered 2 blows to the head, not 1. No blood was found on either of her hands. All of the Monokuma bottles appear to be roughly the same weight. However, when the bottle shards were weighed against the intact bottle, the shards were found to be heavier. On the magazine shelf, one magazine had been put back upside down. Inside this magazine, Toko's name had been written in blood. It is assumed that whoever wrote it used their finger to do so. On the shelf in the chem lab, Section A contains supplements, Section B contains reagents, and Section C contains harmful chemicals. A bottle of poison, labeled as Section C, had been placed in Section A of the shelf. There was a broken bottle in front of the chem lab shelf, which was labeled Chem C4. The powder on the floor is assumed to have come from this. According to Byakuya, the powder would have had to have been spilled after the incident took place. No, that's wrong. It had to have been spilled before, because Sakura's shoes have it on the shoe. Someone had left footprints in the powder, spilled in the chem lab. These footprints appeared only near the leftmost section of the shelf. From this, it can be assumed that the suspect only had business in this area. All right.
Begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I punish everyone besides the Candy. The one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, where to begin?
We already know who did it.
Whoa, deja vu.
The one who killed Sakura. These are the people that hated her. Nakuya, Toker, Hero. It was one of you.
I had nothing to do.
I never killed someone. No way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
He just seems really sure that one of these three is the killer. But she must have some reason for believing that. Always account.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying that?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. Those three killed her.
I can't disagree with Hina. There's a good reason to suspect all three of them. Then, does that mean one of them did it? Alright, so here's where the pocket trash plays in.
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all three of them, there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that he wanted to meet with us, but I never went through.
He didn't, that's true.
I didn't either.
We can't prove that.
Same here.
That one we know is bullshit.
No, it's wrong. Hero, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No. It's
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hero, where did you get that piece?
Sakura! That's the only explanation.
It's not.
well, I mean, yeah, sure I got it from her, but
Okay.
she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened
Well, that's
to
not
her.
true.
When? When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
No, because she didn't give Sakura the candy until after the nurse's office.
I'm not sure about that, Hero. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the key until after she left nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it. I mean, what I meant was, oh, that's right. I didn't mean to put her in the rec
Well,
room.
now you're really
Problem with
sus.
that?
Why the sudden hostility?
Well, we just talked. That's all. I didn't do anything. You gotta believe me.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
More hostility.
It's not just normal hostility. You're the real culprit. I even have proof.
Proof? What are you talking talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message.
He saw the magazine, which means he was in the room. Which means he was
At the scene of
in the
crime,
room.
She had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
Is he the
That's
murderer?
true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it!
What are you saying? No way! How did he do it?
You just know when you're big, do you?
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime. So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Hold on. But when Kyoko found the magazine with the dying message, it was...
I got it! You found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking at the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
It doesn't really, though. There's definitely something strange about it. Kyoko found the dying message during the investigation, in which case... that clearly contradicts what Hiro told us.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
No, it doesn't. He said he saw the dying message when he first found the body. But at the time, where was the magazine? It was on the magazine shelf.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
No, that's wrong. When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then. Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on. You're focused on the wrong part.
Did he write the message?
Why does it
He had to
matter
have written
when
the
I saw
message.
it? All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is. Toko!
Why is he so dumb? The Vienna sausage, everybody. Oh, shit. Okay.
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
He's trying to confuse us.
Actually, can we even be sure?
Listen, it's because he's so stupid that I still have doubt if he's the murderer. Like, I just don't think he's smart enough to set a plan in motion, right? Like, if he was ever gonna kill somebody, it was gonna be like a murder of convenience. Like, so like he's sitting there and like the opportunity just happens to land right in his lap.
Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote the message. 100% she wrote it. It's me talking. So
I don't know that though. Without a doubt? No, I absolutely do doubt it. There's no way Sakura wrote that message. Because there was no blood on her hands.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest.
Wow. That went way better.
Show me the proof.
This should prove it.
That rhythm game went way better than the others
I'm
went.
completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. Both of her hands were completely free of blood.
What?
Then, who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
He admits it.
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her!
Well, now I definitely know he didn't kill her.
Please, just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like that.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a...
And when I got there...
Sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple of other people to meet as well. Okay. Would you like a piece of candy? It might help give you some energy. Oh, sure, thanks.
It's all shit. With that, I stood around and all suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. I'm going to end it today. I'm going to end everything.
As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me. She was gonna kill me and make her escape. So of course I freaked out, and then... I saw my only chance. I grabbed the monokuma off the shelf and smashed it across her head. I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening. She just... I didn't see her move again after that. So it's over. I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
And I ran.
You're the worst.
Jesus, okay.
Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy. Death. That's the one that killed Sakura. We'll be the goat now, right? We know who did it.
Still something wrong.
I think there's more to Hiro's story.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain. And until we figure that part out,
Because there were
we
2
can
bottles
consider
missing.
the case closed.
There's lots of pieces that aren't explained yet. Oh, that's true. Why'd he put it... I I mean, you picked Toko because she's the serial killer.
I got it! That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it? By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh, well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
He's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine,
I know who it was.
it's not of life was written on it.
At least I think I know who it was. Someone who wouldn't like would have been written. There's only one choice. It's gonna be Toko here, but that's not who did it.
It had to be Toko, right? Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Is he Toko? Did you really go to the rec room?
Why would I? Wait, but more important, that doesn't even matter. You already know who did it, right? You just admitted it.
That's right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle, but that's not where this case ends.
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious. That's just... I don't believe it.
Hiro,
I still think she
tell us what
poisoned
happened
herself.
one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
We haven't reached the end of this case just yet. Hiro isn't the real killer, and I have to prove that. Status of Sakura's body, yellow powder, Kyoko's examination summary. Okay.
I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby. I hit over from behind. Before she could do anything.
You hit her behind. You only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
No, that's wrong. If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
Two?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. I'm inclined to believe her.
But
That's a
I
pretty
only hit
weird
her
hobby.
once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on. How can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves. There's something very suspicious about those bottles. Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right? And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
How can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
That's easy. If you look at what the bottle had in common, it should become clear.
The correlation between the Monokuma bottles, I feel like it's starting to become clear. That connection must be the object that the Monokuma figure inside each bottle is holding. Right, the chess piece, yeah. Oh, it's a hangman. Okay. We need a C. Show me a C. Show me an S. Please go away. P. Shit. Need a P. Need an E. Need another E.
Now I understand. That's it. The chess pieces. Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
So it's the queen that's missing.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was the knight, if I remember.
So, what's that matter?
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain. In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. And on the ground was the knight.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while 1 apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, Shugi is way better.
Yeah. Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case. That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
No.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
I got it! The bottle must have been broken.
What makes you so sure?
The weight.
Because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just 1 broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this evidence?
Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the other broken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is there was actually more than 1 bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces. Which is only natural. certainly had no way to measure the exact number of pieces to remove.
Why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
There can be no doubt that the second missing Monokuma bottle is involved in this case. It must have been used by Sakura's second attacker.
The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. In all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack. They had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko? And there's the
So this
matter of
poor
the
gal
magazine.
got whacked in the
You
head
must have been in
twice.
the record when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her.
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am. Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stick it out or whatever.
You're so cold. Yeah, I've got a little space heater going right now.
And that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room.
So I actually have two space heaters. I have one out in the main room here, which I have set on a Wi-Fi outlet that I can turn on and off. And then I've got one in my bedroom, which is pointed towards my bed at night. And I've got a remote on that one. I think I paid. The one I've got underneath me is actually, of the two, the one with the remote and the one without the remote. I prefer the one without the remote better because it's better at doing its job. And I got it off of Amazon Basics, so like it was real cheap. And you can also use it as a fan too. It's got a mode that you can put it in where it just blows air and doesn't heat it up. Anyway, I digress.
Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so everything would be okay. That's why I headed. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
So Toko was in the locker.
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
No, it's not ridiculous at all. I need proof that shows Toko was hiding in the rec room. And I have it. She left it there for anyone to find. Hey, Miyachi! Happy Turkey Eve. Let's see. A new element has been added to the bullet time battles. Would you like to? No. But we are going to look at the controls. What got added? Attack. Fire truth bullets. Select truth bullet. Oh, I see. I have to select it.
It's a lie. I admit nothing. I hate. I curse you. No, no, no! I admit nothing. I curse you.
This should prove it.
Give me just 1 second.
Did you know someone left a hand behind on the inside of the locker?
10-word recap. We found Sakura dead. It's looking like multiple people tried to murder her. It's honestly like become oh, what the fuck is that movie by Ryan Johnson? Shit. Can't think of the name of it. But yeah, it looks like I think she poisoned herself and was just going to die. And then she got hit on the head by Hiro, and then she got hit on the head by Toko. And now I honestly don't know who killed her. I have an idea as to who is the mastermind behind this situation. And I really hope I'm wrong. I kind of remember a little bit about this, but I don't remember who the exact killer is. But I can't. It's not enough that I can't say that my thought process isn't being influenced by what I think I know.
They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Is his handprint familiar, Toko?
No, it doesn't.
Okay then, let's just get to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up, right?
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
Straight up admitted it.
Yeah, so did you, dipshit.
No, I swear, there's no way.
Out with it.
I still don't get how the protein shaker was on top of the glass, though.
Straight up again.
Wait, what do you mean probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Talk.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't know, but I was too scared to face her head on. So I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
No, it's her Vienna sausage. Come on, get it right.
Awkward.
So after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
All that. Why did you attack Sakura?
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around, there was Sakura, covered in blood.
Yeah, because she's just been whacked in the head
Right
once.
at me. When I saw all that blood, I fainted. Right there in front of the magazines. I don't remember what happened after that. If you know more, you'll have to ask her.
Oh, genocide. Yeah.
Guess who's back?
It was your fault after all.
My eyes cannot roll back in my head far enough.
Combined, they soar to even greater heights!
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories. So I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see... Splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me surprise!
It was probably just mayo.
I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you. You're terrible! No, she's terrible! Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever!
And when it was all over, you collected pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wanted to be really nice. I just can't catch a break, you know? Things got it out for me. Because normally, Sarah should have been able to dodge my attack, no problem.
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on. That's, you know. But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre. So that's good.
So that's good? Keep talking like that and Hina's gonna...
Well then, that's that. Let's start the vote.
Huh? I thought for sure you'd have some words for Hiro on that one.
What's wrong? Come on, everyone, we're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
No, not quite yet.
Yeah.
Not yet? Why not yet?
It's exactly
Do you
who I
there was
think it is.
something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd. Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it. Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling.
It's not over yet, is it? The one who killed Sakura is...
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. You smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
No.
No, that's wrong. We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that
Right.
chair.
And there's no explanation as to why she vomited blood.
So, you finally noticed.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
There's evidence that proves there was an attack in front of the magazine shelf. The blood.
I got it! Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it. But when I hit her,
No.
she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me! I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors! There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that!
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
The biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
Oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
So she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door? And while everything was was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
No, I don't think that's possible.
The reason there's no way Toko was hiding in the locker is because we saw it when we went into the
Before
room.
we opened the door together, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously, Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
What's this whole room thing about?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much.
She's not wrong.
You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
Did Byakuya figure it out?
Bill didn't do it. That means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
Are we really missing something so important? If there's another possible explanation, maybe it's...
Was it the Ogre? If it wasn't from Dennis and Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head. So you're dead and I'm blaming
Nope.
me, huh?
There's one place I might find a clue. It would have to be written in there. Yeah, the...
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Dennis and Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. Killed Sakura. I can't anything other than...
No, according to the Monkuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood. Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
Because of course she looked.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
But if it wasn't a cut or anything, then it made her vomit blood.
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
Yep.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is included in the depth, and so there can be no mistake.
You're making me go all weak and knees!
The question that I have is whether Oi did it, or whether Oi is just covering for her.
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
Of course. If you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery is hiding in the chem lab on 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Yeah, he did.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. That's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
Bottle of poison Byakuya showed us. I'm sure I know where he got it. Yeah, he got it in the chem lab on the... It was on the same shelf, Section A.
I got it! The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
Huh? You just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so?
Right, because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
I couldn't believe my eyes. Byakuya put the bottle of poison up to his lips and...
Master!
We were so shocked at what we were seeing, all we could do is stand there and watch. Chug, chug, motherfucker, I hope it's poison. But as if it was the most natural thing in the world, Byakuya was as calm as ever.
That tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about protein, of course.
Protein?
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
Kyoko took the bottle from Byakuya and scraped out a bit of the contents with one finger. She touched her finger to her tongue.
It's protein powder.
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where
It was
did
in the
it
protein
go?
shaker. Which would mean that conversely, the poison must have been in, could it be? Yeah, protein... Oh, protein drink is what it's looking for. Give me a T, please. Give me a T. Give me an E.
Now I understand. The poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in a poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Not necessarily. There would have had to have been a third bottle to transfer the contents, but...
contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
Something at the scene? Protein drink.
I got it! You're saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
Oh my god.
What was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
It has to be, yeah, it has to be Sakura. But it's gonna be the yellow powder now, right?
Footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
It was me.
Yep.
The footprints. They're mine.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
It was?
Yep. I did. I killed Sakura.
Just as I suspected. The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it.
What was your tell, Brid?
And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
I got it! You and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility. Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you?
Yeah.
This whole time, you've been focused on finding someone else. What about it can't you believe?
Yeah. First to find the body, helped unlock the room, first to point fingers. Yeah. Yeah. There's more to it than just that, though. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it. Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein thing. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just...
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poison mixture.
And then she found it.
I'm not convinced.
Yeah.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you?
Oh, I'm pretty sure she would.
You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism. But there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
I think she is honestly the coolest character of this whole thing.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
Well, that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious, too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
Yeah.
I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please. I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit. There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told. First you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
If that's true. Isn't it a little strange?
Can you repeat that series of events
Please
one more
don't.
time?
Let's just move on.
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
Big Mac.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
How long? Until we figure it out. Until I cover the full truth of this case. Yeah, it's gonna be the footprints in the powder.
First, I went to section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled.
So Jill's real name is actually Toko. She has a split personality that is triggered when she sees blood or when she sneezes. And she switches into the serial killer personality that is Genocide Jill. Yeah. I hated saying that. It was painful to even say.
Some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from section C to section A.
No, Tom!
Yeah, she's... Honestly, I don't like the character. She just drives me up the wall.
You said you went to get the poison from section C. And that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from section C to section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from section C to section A. That contradicts what you just said.
Look! Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
I was just nervous, so I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Well...
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to section A. So you never went to section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved section A.
And the powder was on Sakura's shoes.
Well... You see...
What the hell? What's going on here?
And the footprints aren't the only problem with her account.
What?
Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this. It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle. And the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you.
Okay, now I'm
So,
confused.
Thank you for that.
But, what is it?
I mean, on the plus side, there's a real possibility that he swallowed shards of glass, which I'm all for. But I don't understand this particular clue.
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then. Makoto, why don't you explain it?
Huh? Me?
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
Shard of blue glass Kyoko found in the bottle of poison. I think I remember now. I broke something. Yeah, it was definitely the window, but I don't understand how the... I don't understand how the shard of glass...
It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that according to what Hina told us.
Where was it the bottle of poison should have been when I broke the rec room window? It should have been... Should have been on section A, because she says she took it from section C and moved it to section A.
I got it! The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
I don't get that.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened,
I always
the
swap the
somehow got
bottles.
moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast. I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked.
So she couldn't have killed Sakura. She just
How can you say
tried
the
to
protein
fix
can
the
was
outcome
prepared after
afterwards.
The room was unlocked. We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that?
Because the glass was under it.
I don't know.
Remember I had asked earlier how I said that earlier that I couldn't figure that out? Yeah, it got brought in afterwards.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before.
No, it's wrong. You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course. It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein.
Yeah, they were under it.
We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it...
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
If that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the
she
protein
wasn't.
can.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already! Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right?
Nope.
She took it and gave it to Ogre.
What do you think, Makoto?
One who got the poison from the chem lab and brought it to the rec room. It had to have been.
I got it! I think it was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
No, it's not a lie. Sakura definitely went to section C. Kyoko already showed me the evidence I need. Now I have to hit Hina with it. I have to make her accept it.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar!
Fuck. I screwed this up, but I still got through it.
Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took the poison?
This should prove it. Hina, did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Yeah. She killed herself and then
Wait,
just tried to make it look like somebody else did
What was that powder
it.
doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing. Which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
The one that killed Sakura was herself. Connection between Sakura and the poison, the unsolved mystery of the locked room. There's only one way to explain it.
Here's my answer. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it. All so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room. I got it! The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it.
Yep.
At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door. Because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. Ah, that's when she pulled the old switcheroo right there.
You said you were going to go get everyone else. But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room,
I got everyone.
while everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation.
We only lost one student this time.
As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death.
That's kind of surprising.
That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
Yeah.
No! No! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is! Actually, no. You're right. We have to end this properly.
Alright, so she places the notes under there. We got Byakuya getting this note. Yes. Okay, so then there she is. She goes out. She goes to the locker first. She sees Hiro come in. Hiro smacks her with a bottle. I don't remember which one got hit first. It had to have been that one. And then he writes Toko in the magazine. And he takes off. She comes in. She puts... no. Oh, she comes out of them. Okay. And then she grabs it. Smash. And then gets the poison out. She drinks it. Everybody rushes in. Pockets. All right, let's see if I got it.
The killer is you! This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room. Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others, Toko. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot. And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked. Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake.
She put it upside down.
She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura. And she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened. Knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground.
I got it.
And while nobody
Okay,
was looking,
cool.
replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort was you, Hina. That's the full truth of the case. Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened?
She was so hurt and
Koto,
so
how did
angry
you-
that everybody had turned on
How did you
Sakura.
manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Huh? Oh, well, I mean...
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
All right, now we're gonna close the chapter out.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point.
Isn't it?
You
Yeah.
guys already, you still haven't heard it yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot? I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote. So, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right
choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Daily reminder that my dogs are cute.
Thank you so much for the 25 bits, Brid. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
Existence.
Okay, we're done here.
What did you say?
So that's the whole truth, huh? I see. But there's still one thing I don't understand.
Come on.
Hina, why did you try to cover up what happened? If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest of us.
What are you thinking?
And yet you... Why did you do that?
Don't be mean!
Yeah, we almost died there.
What is this?
Because... It's exactly what I wanted. What? I mean, the reason Sakura died is because all of you pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. So that's why...
You should have been the one to die.
Couldn't let her be the only one that died.
What?
You don't mean... You were gonna take us all with you. We have to atone for our sins. Because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We all have to pay for our crimes.
What?
For serious? That's...
What is this?
You still don't understand? Then let me explain. Do you realize just how much despair Sakura was carrying with her when she died? Look at this. Such brutality has made me desperate. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand. That's... I found it on the ground in front of the rec room. It's Sakura's suicide note. Suicide note? Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. It was right after Genocide Jack had attacked me. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. I ran after her and... Sakura, calm down. You don't have to worry about me. I'm fine. I can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer for this. It's my fault after all. But now you're suffering because of me.
No forgiveness!
You tried to protect me, but because of me...
I can't forgive this!
My closest friend got hurt. Sakura.
I...
Because of me. My friends are all going to kill each other. This is all my responsibility. Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault. Which is why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. So she asked to meet with them. You asked to meet with those three? You can't. Don't you see how dangerous that is? Don't worry. I just want to talk to them.
But...
Talk about what? Listen, don't do it. They all gang up on you once. Even you.
Hina.
Please don't think of things like that. They're not my enemy.
They're friends.
Sakura. She clearly believed. She completely believed in all of us. If you just talked to her, you would have understood. She was a friend to all of us. And yet...
Why?
And yet... You trampled all over her feelings, and then you did the unthinkable. No, that was just a misunderstanding.
What are you saying?
Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you, and you wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Without asking a single question, you tried to kill her.
I won't forgive you.
Chew on head. That meme is ancient. Wow. Do you have any idea how desperate she was seeing you act like that? That's what her suicide note means. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand. Welcome, by the way.
Why?
That's how far you'd pushed her.
Huh?
Sakura, what happened to you?
Hina.
You came. Wait right here, I'll help you out.
Hina.
Honestly, Kyoko's my favorite so far. She's the most interesting of them. I really liked Oi a lot. I really can't stand Byakuya or Toko, like, truly. I'm so glad I got to meet you. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
I have a favor to ask.
Huh?
A favor?
Some protein.
Could I ask you to? Yeah, you got it. Just hang on. I'll be right back. That was the last conversation I had with her. I went to the chem lab to get the protein she'd asked for. When I got there, I saw the powder. And that's when I realized. I saw that someone had taken something from the poison shelf, Sakura. So I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. By the time I got there, it was already too late. Sakura!
Please!
Let me in. Please open the door.
Why? Why?
Why did she have to die? She had weakness just like any other person. If she got cut, she bled. If someone hurt her, she felt it. That's weakness. That's normal. And yet,
Why?
you all blamed her. I tried to protect her and I suffered for it. And that just added to the weight she had to carry. And I didn't even realize it. Hina. We killed her, all of us. We pushed her into a corner and we murdered her.
Why?
People like us shouldn't be allowed to live. And that's why you tried to lead us astray? You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the class trial. Sakura died hating all of us. I wanted to free her of her regrets. But even that got found out. In the end, I wasn't able to do anything for her. I could never face her after this.
Hey! Hey!
I'm sorry to interrupt right now, but you're about to deliver the final tearjerker, but...
Hey!
It's just taking so long. I'm about to fall asleep over here. I mean, do you really think you have any idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died?
What is this?
What did you say? Everything you just said is nothing but your interpretation, right? Your own opinion on what her suicide note meant.
What are you saying?
Of course I know what she was thinking, cause her and me...
In other words...
Well, what I'm really trying to say is...
Yes, indeed.
Don't you think the entire foundation is shaky? What if it was really like this?
What the heck?
What is that?
Of course.
Isn't it obvious?
Yep.
A suicide note. Sakura's suicide note. What? But Hina already...
Too bad.
Oh, I wrote that one. It was all me, baby.
It's true.
This is the one Sakura addressed to Hina and put in her room.
Huh?
What? Then... You lied to me?
Unbelievable.
Oh, don't say lie. It makes it sound so dirty. I just thought I'd liven things up a bit.
Well now.
I can't help it if you totally took my scribbles at face value. I didn't even have Sakura's signature on it. You filthy little... I'm not filthy. I didn't do anything. Did I falsify evidence? Did I affect the outcome of the class trial? The case played out between you and you alone. You were the ones jerking each other around. Really? you want Mini Monokuma in your bedroom? Yeah. Heck, even if the will had factored in, it still would have been between you guys. So what's the problem? This is all part of the production process. Okay, and scene. Cut!
And?
So then, what did she write in her real suicide note?
What are you gonna do?
I'm glad you asked. For your benefit, I shall read it using my melodic, angelic, harmonic narrator voice.
Hey!
But you know, haven't you ever been curious about the whole suicide note thing? Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you kill yourself in the first place?
But hold on.
And isn't it just so unfortunate? Killing yourself is just so final, you know? You can never hear the rest of the story. The truth is lost in darkness. It gives me the willies.
Enough already.
Would you get on with it, please?
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Talk about a buzzkill. All right, here we go. My good friend Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
It was our first night in this strange school that the mastermind came to see me.
You see, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family has watched over it for 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch, so even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest weakness. And because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the mastermind.
And what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried that until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan changed. The mastermind told me to hold off, to wait until we reached another stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying so desperately to stay alive, I saw the weakness in my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind. And more than anything,
I cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
That's how I came to feel. So that's why Sakura...
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Of course, because of that I decided to reveal her secret, which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to all of you led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't? Or maybe oxymoronic, or just moronic.
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make on me.
So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me. Which is exactly what the Mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
My betrayal brought suspicion, disharmony. The Mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate into someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
I have an obligation to get this situation under control. And to fulfill that obligation, I've decided to do as the Mastermind has commanded. I will do as I was told and commit murder.
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
If the Mastermind demands that I kill someone, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you will have to kill anyone. When I die, the source of conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I'm willing to give up my life.
If it can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning. Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
I've never had people like you in my life.
Huh?
And Sakura didn't feel cornered? She didn't die hating us?
No way!
She wanted to stop us from fighting, to protect us?
Correct.
She didn't end her own life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. To sacrifice so much, no normal person could do that.
However,
it was only her limitless strength that made it possible.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you would try to stop me. I'm really, truly sorry. Please don't be sad. If I can thwart the Mastermind's plans, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. This is the path that I have chosen. This is the only way I have left to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. I'm sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have to leave the rest to you. Please talk to Byakuya, Toko, and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show myself through actions and not words. Hopefully then they'll see.
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else. No matter what, just survive.
But...
This is... I didn't understand how she felt, not at all. I thought we were close, and still...
What are you gonna do?
But in the end, all her meddling was like totally pointless.
Uh-oh.
She died so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other, but you almost ended up doing it anyway. Thanks to you, her death had no purpose at all. In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling that the rest of you nearly bit the big one.
Too bad.
She deserves all the blame. Everyone blame her. Go ahead, she deserves it. Now then, the next victim has been decided. What do you mean, the next victim? Nobody here blames anyone.
Huh?
First of all, you're in the wrong for tricking Hina with that fake suicide note. And plus, Sakura's death wasn't a waste.
Say what?
Because she made us remember. We're not enemies that hate each other. We're friends who need to work together.
You know?
Damn straight. This is all because of our misplaced hatred. I don't blame her. I can't blame her, and nobody can blame Hina either. Whether or not there was a spy never really mattered, because the one we need to destroy is you, nobody else.
What? What do you want?
What the heck? That's not how this is supposed to go.
That's strange.
But anyway, are you sure about that? This killing game is a competition between all of you, remember?
Hey!
Alright, your enemy is each other. He's absolutely right about that.
Phew.
Ah, lovely Byakuya, you understand, don't you? This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There can be no doubt that those are the rules of the game. Which is why I am bowing out of the game.
Huh?
Naturally.
Sakura and Hina were both willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny the reality of the game. Thanks to them, it would appear the others have cast aside their fear for this game.
Don't make me repeat myself.
There's no point in participating in a game which has lost that sense of excitement. Which is why I will no longer be participating in it.
What?
What's going on here? Now I have only one thing to look forward to.
It's all clear.
And that is to heap the harshest possible punishment onto the one who thinks they can control me. Byakuya, does that mean... Don't misunderstand. I haven't been moved by some thoughtless sentimentalism, if that's what you're thinking. Wherever the master goes, I go. And if the mastermind turns out to be a guy, maybe I can catch on fire. What? Everyone.
Hey,
Well, now you can say Sakura's death. Now can you say Sakura's death had no meaning? How boring. But nothing good can come of this. I'm still gonna be the one having the fun time.
What the heck?
The fun time? Anyway, let's forget about that good-for-nothing backstabber and get back on track.
You want me to punish you
It's
guys?
the moment you've all been waiting for. Punishment time.
What?
Wait, but Sakura was technically the killer, right? And she's dead. You're not gonna...
But...
Is it me?
Wrong.
Oh, heavens, though. Just because the Blackened is dead doesn't mean I can just sub in whatever old student I want. Didn't I tell you? I'm very particular about the bear times one rule.
Listen up.
But I spent so much time preparing my special punishment, it'd be a shame to let it go to waste. So for my special punishment, I prepared a special guest. A special guest?
Let's
fuck. He got the laptop. Shit. You suck, man. You turned her into a mangled hunk of junk. Wow, that really took it out of me. Maybe I'll go grill up a plate of chicken. After all, they say for post-workout grub, chicken's where it's at. And I'm all about that grilled goodness. Fried, broiled, give me a break. The color, the smell, the succulence. Grilled is where it's at. I realize how dangerous it could be. But still, I have to do this. I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but still. When I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You might think I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true. So it's okay.
I'm gonna do my best.
If it's for the sake of everyone, I won't be afraid. Alter Ego's words raced through my heart and soul, and my disbelief gave way to raw anger. The anger turned to fury, black and muddy and boiling over. It bubbled up through my body, quickly overflowing and shooting out my mouth. How dare you? That was my friend! How dare you kill her?
What's the matter?
Huh? You were friends with a laptop? That's pretty pathetic. What's next? Friends with a basketball? Shut the hell up. She wasn't just a laptop, she was my friend. And you killed her. Is this what you call animism? Where a soul dwells within all things, even like laptops? Well, you can call it whatever you want. Bottom line is, it got in my way. It was trying to find things out, all sneaky.
Just as I thought.
So you finally noticed her.
Actually...
Finally? No, I knew about it from the very beginning. I knew Chihiro was doing something with the laptop, and I knew you were using it to analyze data. I knew exactly how it was all gonna play out from the start. What?
What are you thinking?
You knew and you were still cocky enough to let us take the plunge?
Yep.
Well, I mean, the data in that laptop was, I could guess you call it a gift from me to you.
Phew.
Or maybe more like a reward in honor of you being able to unlock something so difficult.
Hey,
So of course I didn't care if you got access to that. But sneaking into the network was just too personal, so I had to do a little, reformatting.
I want to be able to help.
I want to work as hard as everyone else, so that we can all get out of here. Alter Ego wanted to fight for us. She wanted to help at the risk of her own life. And for that, she was killed. Yeah, the punishment time has made me feel a billion times better.
very nice.
Experiencing a meaningless death is so soothing. It makes me remember that every low can get even lower. No, her death wasn't meaningless either. Everybody who's died so far, the deaths of each and every one of our friends, they all make us stronger. I swear to God, someday you will pay for this.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Holy moly, you're super mad. Like just unreasonably upset.
Well?
Okay, time to bring things to a close. Oh, but before that, I need to read the postscript.
What?
Postscript?
Yep.
Yeah, there's still a little bit more left of Sakura's note.
Huh?
Do I have your attention? Okay, then here we go. Prepare your ears for the dulcet tones of yours truly. One other thing, Hina. There's something I'd like you to tell the others. Hopefully it will act as a clue to help you unravel the mystery of this school. What? A clue?
Hina.
I've spoken with the mastermind on and off the whole time I've been here, and so I've learned one thing, which is... The mastermind has done something to us. I think what they've done is... Whoopsie daisy, that was a close one. Another word. And we would have been hip deep in spoiler territory.
Too bad.
Okay, don't want to ruin the surprise, so book club is dismissed for today. What, you can't just stop at the most important bit? Makes your brain rumble and tumble, huh? It makes you so mad you don't even friggin' know, huh?
You guys.
That's the whole point, stupid. It's to get back at all of you for hardening your resolve. Fine, but at least Sakura's note. Like I'd ever let any of you greaseballs have it. But...
Too bad.
He sucks for you, loser. Wait, what's this? What is it now? There's one last line in the note. And let me just say this to the mastermind. I'm not going to just lay down and die. I will fight you, you bastard. No matter what. And that's seriously it. Wow, what a stubborn loser, huh? She won't lay down and die, she'll fight you? Well, whatever. Who cares what some dead musclehead has to say?
Well?
Okay, I'm out of here. You guys should try to get some rest, you know? And maybe take some time to reconsider this, how you approach this school life of yours. Are you sure you don't want to graduate? Can you really cut free from the regrets of the outside world? Think about that. Think long, think hard. Those were his parting words to us before disappearing. But what was it all about? Sakura's final message, her last clue to help us solve the mystery of this school. The mastermind did something to us? Kyoko said something like that before, didn't she? It was after Celeste's trial was over.
You...
What did you do? What did you do to my body?
Who?
What?
Hey.
Answer me, what did you do to my body? The mastermind did something to our bodies. What are they saying the mastermind did? What did the mastermind do to us? I mean, did the mastermind plant a bomb in us or something? And if we try to leave the school, a sensor goes off and the bomb explodes? I've seen stuff like that in movies and comics and stuff, so it's not totally unheard of. No, I feel awful just thinking about it. I can't afford to acknowledge thoughts like that.
Yo!
The class trial is over and Monokuma's gone.
But...
So now what do we do?
Yes.
What else is there other than head back up? Oh yeah, okay, let's get out of here. But, Hina must still feel responsible. Dial back that ego a bit, girl. The kind of mystery someone like you could pose is absolutely no threat.
Not possible.
I would never have lost to that kind of challenge. What are you talking about? Kyoko and Makoto are the ones who figured everything out.
Stop talking.
Shut up. Seriously, I'm sorry. How many times do you plan to apologize? How about you make that the last one? I haven't reached a point where I need someone apologizing to me more than once.
Sorry.
Okay, I see what you mean. Then, I'll try. That totally wasn't normal, right? Did she just capture his flag?
No, 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 no!
You cannot suffer the existence of someone who would disturb romance between me and Master.
Huh?
What are you talking about? That's absolutely not what's happening here. Why would I ever go for a sleazeball like him?
What did you say?
Sleazeball?
What the heck?
That's right, I called you a sleazeball because you are a sleazeball. Apparently you still have a death wish. Oh, more biting sarcasm. No wonder you don't have any friends.
No, 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 no!
Stop fighting with Master, you're making me jealous. I want the abuse, give and take me. Guess it's not so easy for everyone to act like friends. Well, that's just how it is for now. Yeah, she is absolutely fucking crazy. And so Sakura's class trial came to an end, and we returned to the world of Hope's Peak Academy. But the story wasn't even close to over. Time kept marching on. We all went back to our rooms, and before long, night snuck up on us.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Okay then, Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Nighttime descended and pulled me down along with it down into sleep. I couldn't remember the last time I'd fallen into such a deep sleep. But the night still wasn't over for me. A voice. I could hear a voice. Wake up. Wake up. Huh? Voice dragged me from deep slumber into hazy half-consciousness. My eyelids were like lead.
Kyoko?
Link. Link! Wake the fuck up! It's been 100 years. How long are you going to sleep, Link?
Yes, it's me.
Kyoko?
I said yes.
So Kyoko's here.
Wait, what?
In a flash, I was wide awake. What are you doing here?
It's true.
I'm here to wake you up. Oh, I see. Wait, but my door was unlocked. You're unbelievably careless. It was unlocked? Are you serious?
Hey.
Always. Don't you and you don't have to overreact like that every time you're surprised. What time is it?
Correct.
3 o'clock in the morning, of course. It's 3 a.m.? Why was Kyoko waking me up at this hour? It's so late. What happened?
Makoto.
I have a favor I need to ask. What's your favor?
So...
Remember what Sakura said at the end of her note? I'm not going to just lay down and die. I will fight you. I want to find out what she meant by that. Okay, but how do you plan to do that? Then Kyoko put her lips next to my ear and she whispered, "The warranty on your vehicle is about to expire." Sorry, couldn't help myself. The data center on the 4th floor. What?
Goodbye.
I'll meet you there. Without another word, she was gone. What the? Her words reverberated through my... Never stop. I will try. I will try my best never to stop being me. Her words reverberated through my half-dazed head. The data center? But I thought it was locked. I made my way to into the after-hours school and headed for the data center on the 4th floor. Eventually, I wound up at the data center, but when I arrived, Kyoko's not here. That's weird. She said she'd meet me. Is she maybe inside already? I put my hand on the door, and with a certain amount of force, it didn't open. I tried again, but it must be locked. What was it Kyoko said? Data center on the 4th floor?
What's this?
Oh ho! What are you doing up, mister? Breaking into a locked room is incredibly prohibited, don't you know? Oh well, You're trying to tell me you didn't actually bust in yet, right? But I can see that, you dolt. Don't waste my time by telling me crap I can see for myself.
Unbelievable.
It looked like you might break in any second, so I just thought I'd give you a friendly reminder. Or are you gonna try and tell me you were sleepwalking or something? No, nothing like that. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, for crying out loud. Even I get tired, you know. Stop being weird and go back to bed. What's wrong
Just
now?
a second.
Why are you out here making a racket? Kyoko?
You too? You guys?
Whatever, the two of you just get back to bed. I'm positively exhausted from the class trial.
It's true.
Sure, you got it. Come on, Makoto, let's head back. What?
Hey.
Didn't you hear me? We're leaving. I have no idea what's going on anymore.
Shall we go?
Don't worry about it. Let's just go. Okay. Yeah, go on, get out of here. Shoo. So we left and went back to our rooms. And then...
Goodbye.
So, goodbye. Hold on. Listen, what was that all about just now? She woke me up, made me go to the data center, which just so happened to be locked, and then she shows up late and we leave without checking a single thing. What's the point of all that?
Whew.
Don't worry about it. I figured that would be the end of our conversation, just like always, but...
Goodbye.
Well then, good night. Sure. And then that was over. But as I turned to leave...
Mukuro Ikusaba.
What? Kyoko was right next to me once again, whispering right into my ear.
Mukuro Ikusaba. The 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her.
And on that note, there is literally nobody else streaming that I follow right now. So we are just gonna cut stream for the night. Thank you all for hanging out with me, and thank you for the bits and the support and everything else. And I hope you have a fantastic Thanksgiving if you celebrate, and if not, just give your loved ones a hug and a kiss after everything that's been going on here recently with everything. Just cherish people. So have a good night and sleep well, and hopefully I will see you again on Friday where we have Sid and Kisuke in Guilty Gear. Later.